Logan Paul says he goes through withdrawals from marijuana from quitting. I don't think he understands addiction. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? So to sum it up, how I feel about this situation, this is scene right here from Half Baked.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thurgood. Hi. I'm here today because I'm addicted to marijuana.
You in here for some marijuana? Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen them.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Huh? So I have to address this because the guy is the biggest influencer person guy out there, right? And want to call BS. I want to call attention whoring or clickbaiting, which, hey, I'm talking about it, right? God, but there's so many dumb people out there. That's why I'm doing this video. There's so many freaking dumb people out there. So let's go over this article. Talksport.com. Here it highlights a little bit. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys. Logan posted, super fun New Year story. I quit smoking weed on December 24th. Been having some pretty nasty withdrawals, loss of appetite, insomnia, extreme irritability. By far the hardest week of 2021 for me. Then yesterday on New Year's Eve, I got food poisoning, which is odd because all I had was a tiny croissant and a latte in the morning. I don't think this dude understands his body. I mean, for somebody who can take a punch and works out, what the F, man? So loss of appetite, insomnia. Maybe, hear me out. Maybe the cannabis was helping him with this. Maybe he has an endocannabinoid deficiency that's causing him to want to not eat or make some not be able to sleep. You know, this is what a lot of people use cannabis for. And again, you don't withdrawals. It's a very harsh word. You know, if you've seen Dope Sick, heroin, it's an addiction. Fentanyl, all these opioids are addiction. Cannabis, I mean, the withdrawal is what? A case of the Mondays. I did 10 years in the military and was just sad on days that I couldn't do it. And then I do it before the long weekends, and fingers crossed, you hope you don't, pop a P test. But, besides this BS that him on recently talking about, and again, he just mentions it one time. It's not in his, I've looked in all social media to try to see if I can see any other thing else been ranting on it, and it's not. It's just the one time he mentioned it. But again, when you have that kind of influence, and dumb people like think like, oh, they're trying to, all the articles I found related to this were like, Logan Paul opens up about his addiction, and I mean, come on, just shut the F up. So in this one's in June 28, 2020. Oh, sorry, I didn't even add it yet. So here's a video I found on June 28, 2020, where Logan Paul talks about going through withdrawals. Like, I honestly just think this guy finds like you I know you drink, like that's a real addiction. Or cigarette smoke. If you've seen people smoke cigarettes and try and quit, that's a serious addiction. Hell, the coffee that I have in the morning is more addictive than the weed that I smoke. And that's it, man. I just think it's horrendous that somebody with such influence, it's kind of misleading people just to have who is this guy? He's Logan Paul. He's the guy that's been doing all these celebrity boxing matches with like Floyd Mayweather, and people suspect that they're all thrown. I mean, a bunch of cash being thrown from these professional fighters and losing to this POS kid. I think it's horrendous. And then going through the chats, I think a lot of you agree with me. You can, and again, everything you can have too much, right? I could be addicted to coffee. I could be addicted to cookies, gambling, sex. There's many various forms of addictions. And then when you stop doing it, what happens. And again, the reason why I point these out too, because these are not reasons to put people behind jail. This whole prohibition, we could have flying cars by now. We could have something. We have some sort of, but I just don't know how we're going to get there when BS like this exists. And then again, our I apologize for not posting lately. I last week Tom had a sore throat, and then I was like trying to get timing as far as like what to think about to talk about. I mean, it was just kind of overwhelming sometimes. But we have a network, and I'm here to talk to you guys and spread like good information on how we can end prohibition and why we should end prohibition. But what's kind of disheartening, 2 days ago was January 6th, right? And people are still talking about like it's a picnic in a park. This was that's the worst day in it was a 9/11 Pearl Harbor moment for us. So, we gotta stop the stupid shit. People need to stop and recognize, like the vote was right. Democracy works. These things are fundamental to us ending prohibition. The FBI did not help out. It did not. This was not a good thing. This was a very horrible thing for democracy. And for us to get to ending prohibition, we have to have that civility. Like the Arizona audit. Did you see the cyber ninjas decided to be no more cyber ninjas? The whole thing was a scam. Millions of taxpayers' dollars gone to BS an audit that was wrong. No, it was horrible, Peter and Catherine Gurney. January 6th was a horrible blight in American history, just like prohibition. But I don't think we can end prohibition on a federal level until people stop believing in dumb shit. And along that lines is freaking Logan Paul talking about withdrawals. But anyways, talking about the BS. Oh, one more thing. Ukraine might be legalizing it. Just thought I'd throw it out there one more time. In this Yukon form, I found on Reddit. But yeah, I think Ukraine's gonna be an interesting one to see too. But no, it was pretty bad, man. I mean, we actually, and then I recommend you watch Q in the Storm on HBO if you got that, because the fact that a bunch of shit posters influence real world stuff and all these weekend warrior stuff, people were misguided, and that's it. But yeah, we'll see you guys probably tomorrow. I believe Tom and I are still going to be doing it. Like, subscribe, thanks for hanging, and we'll